Hi, it's Joe Himmeley, and today, by special invitation, I'm going to show you the Meridian International Center in Washington, D.C. Meridian International Center operates out of two neighboring historic houses. Both houses were designed by famous architect John Russell Pope. For those who don't know, John Russell Pope designed the Jefferson Memorial. The first is the White Meyer House, which was built in 1912 for Ambassador Henry White and acquired by Meridian International in the 1980s. And the second is the Meridian House, built in 1920 for White's friend Irwin Laughlin and acquired by Meridian International in the 1960s. Now let's go inside the White Meyer House and I'll show you some of my favorite things. The library has raised panel wood cabinetry, storage above and below the shelves, and a unique detail. There are pocket windows that open from the library into the dining room. The dining room has a wall of French doors. Throughout, you'll find intricate plaster details, including dental molding, Greek key border, acanthus leaf capitals on the pilasters, and in the center, you'll find a ceiling medallion. In the dining room, there's another interesting detail, and it's here. You'll notice that they actually have pocket security gates. I love the handle, how it tucks in, and when you pull it out, you can see the security gate. The hinges are gorgeous. They're very large, and they come in just two parts. And to open and close it, it has a cremone. So you turn the knob here, and it will open and close it simultaneously at the top and at the bottom. For my interior design fans, check out the andirons here. They're all hand wrought, and they're just beautiful. And behind, you can see the bas-relief fire back. In the dining room, we have this double door, and you'll see that these locks actually function to open the door. There's another door that looks just like it, and this leads to the kitchen. But in this case, the center handles are just decorative. The door itself is cut in, and the functional handle is right here. When you walk through, if you look up, you'll notice there's actually a catwalk there. And you'll notice that on the catwalk, there are no columns or pillars to support it, and instead, it's suspended from the ceiling. I love it in the kitchen. You can still see the original dumbwaiter and the silver safe. And here are the stairs that lead up to the catwalk. Upstairs, you'll find the original linen closet, another stop on the dumbwaiter, and a view of the kitchen below. Here's the elevator, and when you open the door, you'll find this peculiar metal box attached to the door. This historic elevator doesn't have the same safety features as modern ones. This box is here to prevent people from standing between the door and the elevator when it's moving. Let's go up a level, but first look at the original hardwood floors in the elevator and the skylight above. You'll notice there's another skylight in this hallway, and there's something unique about it. Let's go up one more level. On the top floor, there's a skylight off the roof. It comes down to this level, and here you can walk right across it above the second level. This floor used to be staff quarters, but it's since been converted into offices. You can still find some historic details, like these fireplaces with their original coal baskets and equipment. The coal would burn in the basket, and the ashes would fall into the tray, which could be pulled out to be emptied. Check out this gorgeous stairwell. On one side, you'll find a historic tapestry. Now come into the Meridian House. The front and rear entrances have Latin inscriptions chosen by the original owner, Irwin Laughlin. The front reads, "Where happiness dwells, evil will not enter." In the foyer, you are greeted by a sweeping double stair topped by two sculptures which are original to the house. Pan is the Greek god of the wild, and Pomona is the Roman goddess of fruit and abundance. There's even a bust in the foyer. That's Molière looking over the entire house. The gallery still has a clock and barometer that are original installations. In the loggia, if you feel like someone's watching you, it's because there is. You can find a bust facing almost every direction. Here, the busts represent the four seasons. Here is spring, here is summer, here is fall, and here is winter. The loggia opens to the rear garden, and it's here where you can see the second Latin inscription, which reads, "Purer here, the air whence we overlook the city." Meridian International has a gorgeous roof garden with many unique features, one of which is this tree grove. These linden trees imported from Europe were planted at Meridian House during its construction in 1920, and since they're on the top of the carriage house, the grove technically qualifies as a green roof. Linden trees can colonize a closed forest and outcompete native species for light and soil resources, and that leads them to be considered an invasive species. There are also many beautiful sculptures, and it's suspected that these were originally on the roof. It's believed that these are carved from an Italian stone that is no longer quarried. Historically, the two gardens were separated by this wall, but in the 1980s, when they combined the two, they added this arched doorway. They also added this statue. It looks across the two gardens to another statue on the other side, and it unifies the two gardens into one. Another cool feature is down here. This used to be a sundial, and it has the 12 zodiac placements inlaid with copper. This is the library of the Meridian House. It was built for Erwin Laughlin and housed his collection of over 5,000 rare books. The books have since been relocated, but the library itself retains its original charm. If you look above, you'll find the fixtures for the pendant lights. And if you go down below, you'll find the original push-button switches. And even cooler, below that, you'll find the letters in brass that were used to organize the books. Here's one of the really cool custom cabinets. If you open it up, the shelves will pull out. There's some really cool details of this curved closet that I just have to show you. If you look carefully, there's even a lock here. And look at it on the inside. How cool is that? You can see how they had to support the curved wood with this metal brace. And look at how big that closet is. There's even a hidden door to the room. When you think of hidden doors, it's usually to conceal the entrance to a room, but in this case, it conceals the exit. This was done to evoke the feeling of being completely surrounded by books. They even installed the brass letters for the filing system, even though these are fake books. Now I have to show you some of the really cool hardware details in the house. First up is this chain lock on the front door. It's so heavy and massive, it's really cool. Check out this gorgeous hardware on the library window. It's very heavy and intricate. If you lift up one side, you can turn it, and this latch will turn out of the way. And down at the bottom, you'll see where the hook connects in to seal the window closed. Next, we have these cranks in the drawing room. We don't know exactly how they were used, but I suspect that they were used for the window treatments. I love how the light switches are concealed, and they've been hidden inside the wall to retain the historic character of the home. And here's a bonus detail. Check out the fire back. It has the house crest on it, as does every other fireplace in the house, and they're all original. Above every single doorway, there's an original piece of art. This type of decoration is called an overdoor. I don't have time to show you them all, but I will show you a few. This is in the library. This is in the loggia. And here are two in the dining room. This is the dining room, and the massive tapestry is the focal point. Erwin Laughlin had John Russell Pope design the entire room around it. It's called the Mortlake Tapestry, and it was made in the late 1600s. It depicts Alexander the Great meeting Diogenes, the Greek philosopher who is said to have lived in a pithos, which is a large vase. Some pithoi were so large that they were used as coffins.